Outer Banks is a TV show widely acclaimed by almost everyone who watches it. But what made the first season so appealing to its audience that Outer Banks went on to create 3 more seasons? Outer Banks is an action-packed teen drama. In the first episode, we are introduced to the main characters, John B., JJ, Pope, Kiara, and Sarah. Throughout the entire episode, John B. is narrating from his thoughts and point of view. Almost immediately, the show establishes what the plot is for the rest of the season. John B.'s dad was presumed dead after a shipwreck, but John B. doesn't give up hope in the search for his father while also trying to find the gold from the Royal Merchant shipwreck that connects to his disappearance. By establishing a plot within the first episode, most people, including myself, became hooked for the rest of the season. At the height of the pandemic, teens and young adults started to binge this show. The writer, Josh Pate, wanted to create a show that somewhat mirrors what his life was like living in South Carolina. He said it was based on his childhood memories with his brother and co-writer, Jonas Pate.
And I was online and I saw this photograph of this abandoned mansion on the Outer Banks that during a power outage. And it was this like evocative photograph, and it kind of triggered all these childhood memories of the beach and being down there. And that's kind of how it started.
Outer Banks also takes place in South Carolina, where there are 2 groups that clash. The Kooks, or the wealthy people, and the Pogues, which are the working class families. This idea of 2 groups against each other has been seen for decades. Many people are familiar with Romeo and Juliet, where Romeo's family, the Montagues, does not get along with Juliet's family, the Capulets. Not only do the Kooks and Pogues not get along, but they also are going after the same gold from the Royal Merchant, making it even more suspenseful. I think this adds to the appeal. By using common tropes, the show can feel familiar, even when you're just beginning it. The writers strategically set up these 2 halves with wardrobe and set. It is clear who are the Kooks and who are the Pogues. The Kooks wear much nicer clothing, while the Pogues look more rugged in most scenes. The houses owned by the Kooks are big, beautiful 2-story houses, almost always including palm trees and other additional things that make their lifestyle look elegant. On the other hand, the Pogues live in worn-down houses with overgrown foliage, which makes the audience see they have much less money, and also that they do not care about how they present themselves. The episode has unique lighting that embraces warm tones to add to the coastal setting of the series and highlights how beautiful the Outer Banks is. During action-packed scenes, the producers skillfully used subjective perspective as if one of the main characters was holding a camera and recording.
Hey, stop! Coming your way! Hey! Oh! Not much of a hugger, man. Go, Pope! Go, 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 go! Get up, Pope! Vasso's coming! Hey!
Both the lighting and the purposeful camera angles can make the audience really immerse themselves into the show and make the audience feel like they are along for the adventure. The music in the episode heavily adds to how the audience feels. Most of the songs have a summer vibe, of course, when the audience is viewing a light-hearted scene.
Not much of a hugger, man.
However, when the viewers witness the first major tonal shift, the music mirrors it. This can help manipulate the emotions of the viewers. I think this is a great show for teenagers to watch. The main characters in the episode go through real struggles that teenagers face and can relate to. Conflicts, school issues, family issues are all things seen in the episode. Each main character has their own personality that can be more relatable than other things like Kiara being worried about turtle endangerment, which can appeal to a certain type of person. I think this is how people become attached to these characters and ultimately to the show.
Why have viewers related so well to your characters? Do you think it's the class divide thing? Do you think it's the settings? Or is it the young men and women that you have playing these central roles?
I think it's a little bit of all that, but I think just the friendship. I remember this thing came out in the middle of the pandemic, and all these poor high school kids were stuck at home without a connection to their friends. It's lonely. I think this whole generation is lonely because of these iPhones. And I think they longed for more human connection. And I think that was real in the series. It's real on screen, it's real off screen between our cast, and it bled through.
If you watch Outer Banks, you may notice that the characters rarely, if ever, use cell phones. Some could argue that it was because they were always too busy, but I think this was a bigger strategic choice than that. By excluding cell phones, the show feels even more exotic to most teenagers now. It feels more adventurous and also so much different than the world we live in. It is appealing to see what a world of adventure with limited technology looks like. I think there's a reason Outer Banks is one of the top series on Netflix, and a reason why the producers are going to release a season 5 within the next few years. The first episode reels you in and makes you want to start the next episode immediately after finishing the previous. The producers and writers created the first episode so that we as an audience are immersed into this world that is so much different than our own.